It's time. It's time to put those store-bought rolls down. Let's make it from scratch. Let me show you how easy it is. Look, there's a time and a place for store-bought dinner rolls. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I still buy store-bought dinner rolls. When I'm going to a work Christmas party, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy some store-bought dinner rolls. But when I wanna impress somebody, these garlic herb and cheese bread rolls gonna hit the spot every single time. They're packed with flavor and really easy to make. And I promise you, these gonna make a name for yourself. So let's get to this dough. Our dough starts off with some warm milk. And everything comes together in one bowl. That's what I really like about this recipe. We're gonna add some sugar. And guys, like always, everything will be down in the comments below. A little bit of olive oil, fresh rosemary, dump that in there. Then we're gonna go in there with some fresh thyme, some salt. Everything's coming together super quick. And we're gonna go in there with some garlic powder, a little bit of yeast. And the last two things we need to add, we got some eggs right here. And I just put them in water because they need to be room temperature. And this is a little hack you do. You just place them in water, 10 minutes, super simple. And then after that, the room temp. So I take them and then I just simply just dry them off before I crack them into here. And then once you have them dried, then you just, a couple taps on the counter, bust it in there. That's one egg down. We're going no shell. Bust another one. There we go. And then we need to go in there with a little bit of fresh garlic. So some big old cloves right here. So in that, and then you just squeeze that in there. I made a mess. It's a big one right there. Then you do it again, and you just squeeze it. Oh, that got in my eye. That popped up. Squeeze it all in there. And then now, for real, the last thing we need to add is just 2 cups of flour. We're adding half the flour first, just to get everything incorporated. Then you're gonna take a wooden spoon or a spoon or whatever you're choosing. And we're just gonna do this a nice rough mix, just to a nice shaggy dough forms. Break those egg yolks up. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all can see the color of this. This looks amazing already. And I hope today we don't have no trouble with dough. Y'all know in the past, dough has always been tricky. Just because I was in Texas last time I did the dough, now I'm out here in AZ. And it's gonna be a whole lot different. Now it's cold outside, so you gotta take that into consideration. And once we have a shaggy dough formed, we'll go ahead and put the wooden spoon down, bring out our dough hook, and we'll attach it. Now we can play ball. Now we could turn our stand mixer on. We're gonna turn it on medium, lowish, just to get it going. Oh, I gotta plug it in first. So now we can go ahead and turn our stand mixer on. And then now we're just gonna add the remainder of our flour, tablespoon by tablespoon, until everything is incorporated to a nice dough form. So once that's in there, I just throw it in there, let it mix together. And you gotta be patient here. Don't rush the step, take your time. That's the only bad thing about dough. It just takes a little bit of time. So if you have time and patience, this recipe is for you. If not, then you might have to stick to those store-bought dinner rolls. I love making bread rolls because bread really has the potential to really stand on its own. We all have had those bread rolls where they're just amazing and you just eat straight bread, and that's what bread does. It's truly amazing. It's simple to make, not too much into it. So I'm gonna turn it down real quick, and then I'm just gonna scrape down, get all that extra flour incorporated into it. But bread really does have that potential, guys. So I'm telling y'all, y'all make these and you might not eat anything else that's being served. And then we'll add just a little bit more. And if you don't have any of the fresh herbs, you can use dry, I don't know if they sell dried rosemary, but at least dried thyme if you don't have dry thyme or fresh thyme available to you. Dough isn't gonna be particularly very smooth. It's gonna be a little bit tacky, but that's perfectly okay. When we rest it, we won't even have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so as we can see, or I can see, y'all can't really tell, but there's a dough ball has formed. We're gonna go ahead and turn this up to medium high and let it mix for about 5 to 6 minutes till a nice dough ball forms. Okay, and then after 4 to 5 minutes, we can check on it. And I can already tell that this is not where it needs to be at. And I can tell because look, when you pull it, it's pretty sticky still. So we're gonna add probably another tablespoon, and we're gonna keep just adding a tablespoon at a time. Don't overdo it with the flour, but just till a nice form, a nice dough is formed. And it's not gonna be super smooth, but just pretty smooth. So we'll keep on adding flour for the meantime. Okay, now let's give it a final check. I think this should be about good. Oh yeah, we're perfect. So you can see, do a nice pull test. It sticks on, holds it. So we'll go ahead and pull that off. Now, get that off the hook, and we can disembowel that. We can scoot that to the side. And now, so we need a bowl. So take a little bit of cooking spray, and we're gonna spray this down so it just doesn't, so it doesn't stick. I love the smell of cooking spray. Am I weird? Grab that dough, and I'm just gonna form it into a ball. So it's pretty tacky still. Might need to add a little bit more flour to it. So we can see, it's still pretty tacky. So what I'm gonna do is take a spoon of flour that I have over here, take it, and then I just sprinkle it on there. I take it and I just knead it in my hands just to get it to that consistency that I'm looking for. And this is probably just from the bottom of the bowl, or the bottom of the bowl that didn't get as mixed in as I like for it to be. So go ahead and then you just play with it. Get some on your flours too, on your fingers as well if you need it. Makes everything a little bit easier. And then this is just constant work with the dough. It takes time. This dough is not very well hydrated, so I'm adding more flour. And this is the thing about the dough, you gotta play with it. Sometimes it wants to work with you, sometimes it just doesn't. You know, I always have trouble, but I'm resilient. And it's gonna come out good in the end, so I'm not even really worrying about that. So there we go, now we're looking good. So now our dough is finished, looking good. Pull test, passes it, it's perfect. So we can go ahead and place that in a bowl. It's a little tacky, but that'll be okay, look at that. Well, it's all good. So we'll put that in the bowl just like so. And then now wash your hands real quick. Okay, so now we can bring out some plastic wrap just to cover it up. And we're gonna let this rest now. So spray it down, always spray your plastic wrap so it doesn't stick. Spray it, and then you just wrap it up. And we're gonna let this rise in a warm place. Put that plastic wrap on there, make sure it's covering it. Come on, plastic wrap. This cling film never wants to work with me. It's the only thing I hate about it. Okay, there we go. So take your dough, put it in a warm spot for about an hour till doubled in size. For me, that happens to be my oven. It is a little bit chilly up here. I'm gonna turn the light on too, just to make it a little bit warmer. And then I'll see y'all next when it's doubled in size. Our dough has risen beautifully, doubled in size. So we can go ahead and set it to the side. And I have a scale right here that I'm gonna bring out just to get even size rolls. I'm gonna take all that and I'm going to measure it out and divide it by however many rolls you want. This recipe will give you about 12, so you're gonna divide that weight by 12. Okay, let's see how much it is. It comes out to 743 grams. So for y'all that do math, y'all divide that 743 by 12, you get about 62. It's about right under 61. So I know my balls need to be around 61 to 62 grams. So we can put that back in the bowl. We're gonna bring back our baking vessel, which is just a 9x13. This is a dark pan. I find that when you use a dark pan, it gets a little bit darker on the bottom, so you do wanna wash a little bit more, but it also facilitates even cooking. So spray that down, and now you're gonna just throw a little bit of flour down. Not too much, you don't wanna dry the dough out. Take that dough, shape it. We're going to now just measure simply out 62 grams size pieces using a bench scraper. Oh, my math is off. 62, that is way more than 62. So half that again. And now you're just playing with it, guys. Y'all know the deal. So we got a nice size ball, and what I'm gonna do is just make a nice little indentation at the bottom, scoop it up, and you take it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we'll scoop the dough over to the side. And now you just form it into a nice size ball, just like so. And so once you have a ball like this, look at that, beautiful. We're gonna place this right in our baking pan. Again, I'm gonna show y'all one more time. After you rip your piece off and you got the grams that you're looking for, you're gonna go ahead and just fold everything into the middle, and you just form a nice tight ball. We're gonna take that, put it on the ground, and now you just wanna cup it and roll it, just like so. So you get a nice tight ball, and if you look at it, you have a true masterpiece right here. So now you just rinse and repeat with all your dough till you have nothing left, and then I'll share what to do next. Once you do that, we're gonna do the same thing we did before. You take some more plastic wrap, spray it down with some cooking spray. Come on now, work with me. We're gonna cover this up, and we're just gonna place this in the oven again for another hour until doubled in size. And then after that, the last rise, we'll get ready to bake it. And then now you just take your pastry brush and you just paint the top of it. Be gentle with it, don't be too hard. You obviously don't want to deflate them. You worked so hard and waited so long. And once you get here, you just take your time, paint them all, use all that egg yolk. And it's gonna get a nice golden color when you get it and place it in the oven. So I like to use all the egg yolk. Some people don't, but now that you got them painted, now we're just topping them with cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. I'm using Parmesan cheese, and this is not the time to use pre-grated cheese. You work so hard to get these rolls to look beautiful, and now you want to skimp and use pre-grated cheese? No. Take the time while it's in the oven, proof in, just go ahead and grate that cheese. You can use cheddar. Cheddar is amazing. I love cheddar cheese, but Parmesan cheese, I act like this will bring a nice saltiness to it. You got the cheese on top of it. Now we're just placing it in the oven at 375 degrees. We're gonna bake it for 20 minutes until golden brown. And you pull them, let them rest a couple minutes, and then we get to dive in. They are out the oven looking beautiful. Smells amazing. It smells like Subway in here. I kid you not. And grab us a roll. I did let them cool for probably about 5 minutes. With bread, you gotta go in immediately when it's hot and warm, because this is the best time to eat bread. Let's go for it. Let me get my piece out. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Beautiful, amazing, awesomeness. Look at that, guys. Look at that, it's fluffy. Oh my goodness gracious, DeRay. You done outdid yourself again. Ready, let's pull into it, let's see. Oh my goodness, that steam. Oh my God, y'all see the little flecks of rosemary and thyme on the inside of it? Oh my goodness. This looks great, smells even better. I'm gonna scoot y'all back. It's time for our bite. It smells so good. My house smells so good right now. I'm really, really happy. Nice texture, my mouth is watering. Let's go ahead, grab this bite. Cheers to y'all. Make bread, it's super easy, it's super simple, and it will change your lives, I guarantee it. Enough talking, cheers. Oh my God, y'all know, ain't no roll complete without its butter. That's gonna be a little too much butter I'm putting on it. Let's take a little bit off of that. But the ultimate test, I like to say. Let's go ahead for the second bite. The first bite was so amazing. Look at the second one. Oh my God. Texas Roadhouse ain't got shit on these. Wow, packed with a lot of flavor. Super simple to make. It did take 2 hours of resting. So that, if you have some time, some patience on your hands today, make these. And this is gonna go perfect with anything. I got some ribs I'm cooking later on, and best believe all 12 of these are going to be gone. But guys, like always, I appreciate all the love and support. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, comment down below what you want to see next, what I can do different. I know we're doing this thing together. Remember, eat great food as always. Please eat great food. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.